We're getting ready for Mother's Day, so we will be reading Mommies Are for Counting Stars. And we're going to do 2 projects with flowers. You've been emailed this. For the first project, we're going to use this flower, and the 2 leaves. This will be for the second project. So you're going to want to cut that flower off, and that'll leave you with this for the first project, which is going to look like that. So during the session, your kids will be coloring the flowers and the leaves. Now I've got construction paper grass here. Really simple to do. I'm sure you all know how to do it. What I do is I hold the ends for your child so they don't have to worry about holding the paper. And all they have to do is worry about cutting just halfway down. And the good part about your holding the paper like this is if you see them starting to get really close to the edge, you can pull the paper back so that they only get halfway down. If you're doing construction paper grass and construction paper stems, let me know, because that's going to go on first. The stems need to be glued first, then the grass over the stems, and then the flowers and the leaves over the stems. If you're not doing construction paper grass or stems and you're just going to color them, then the flowers will get glued on first, then your children will draw the stems, glue the leaves, and draw the grass underneath. For this one, this is the book I've been using all these years with your kids. Most of my projects that you know come from this book. This is going to be a flower card. I've already colored the flower, but I do want your children to color the flower during the session. And when you cut the flower, go ahead and cut that straight part for them, okay? All of these curves are tricky. You might want to cut this for them, unless you've got a child who's really, really good with scissors. If you have an 8.5 by 11 piece of construction paper, fold it in half and cut it. This is the part they're going to need, because this is going to be a flower card. We're going to glue the flower on there. That'll be glued so that won't happen, and so it'll open up like that. So that's the first thing we're going to do, is put glue all over the back of this flower. And you're going to want to make sure you really get the edges, because this needs to stick. So let your child do the gluing, and if they don't have enough glue on the edges, help them. And then that half of the construction paper gets folded in half again. And on the fold, that's where the straight part of the flower goes. Like that. So it looks like a book. Then we're going to cut around that. This is that part I was telling you about, where you might want to cut this for your kids. But if they insist on cutting it, that's fine too. But this is tricky because it's all curves. There's no straight lines for them. So we have a flower that opens up. I'm gonna use a colored craft stick. You can use whatever you have in your house. You can use a straw, you can use a piece of cardboard, but don't use just a piece of construction paper as your stem, because this is heavy, and if you use just a piece of construction paper, it won't be strong enough. And for this, the glue stick doesn't work. You're gonna need squeeze glue. There we go. Okay, and what I always did was, I put this inside the flower cards. Roses are red, violets are blue, Happy Mother's Day, I love you. You can put whatever you want in the card. You can put that poem, you could put a picture of your child. That would actually be really, really cute, is if you took one of the school pictures and put that in the flower, that would be really adorable. And then I would always date that. Write down the date on everything. So when this stick dries, I hope I don't mess it up, you're going to have a flower card. It looks like a flower. And when you open it up, it'll have that poem or even your child's name. And that's it. If you have any questions, just call or text me and let me know. Thank you.